All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in again at the NONA Sports Cast. I'm not sure how you're going to take this one because I honestly don't think how I'm going to be able to talk to these three boys for about an hour. But I'm super excited, super proud to be here today with Edgar. That is always my true supporter behind the scenes here, putting all of this together. We're getting a lot of views on NONA Sportscast, over 1,000 every cut. We're having a lot of attention to this podcast, and it's becoming more and more interested. But I wanted to do this one for a while now, and because I believe that we need to start connecting more with the kids, with the boys, with the NONA players. And because this team is so special to me, that's the team that we started the whole club with. These are three representatives of the NONA 2008 Black team that's how we started the club. But we're not here to talk much about NONA. We are here to talk about the state champions. We spoke to Coach Anton a couple weeks ago, and I know you guys enjoyed this because that's one of the top podcasts we've had so far. And I had to. It's just one of those things. I handpicked these three players because I wanted to make sure that they tell us the truth behind it. Because I think Anton was a little political. He was a little too much in the coach's vibe, in the coach's on. These guys are going to tell us exactly what happened in the backstage of the state championship for Lake Nona High School. So with me today, I have Moah, Armando, and Mason, three NONA Soccer Academy players, three of the players that's been with us for a very long time at NONA, and now they're going to be getting the ring from state champions from Lake Nona High School in the next couple weeks. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for being part of this sportscast. I know that it took us about 17 minutes to be able to turn on the cameras because they were joking. I'm not going to say what they were going to say. But let's start with Moah. What can you tell us about today, Moah? Are you excited about the podcast? And
This is gonna be funny. This is gonna be fun. Just talk about our season, and happy to share this moment with the two boys that I play with on both teams. So it's gonna be fun.
what about you? Introduce yourself.
Definitely excited. Thank you for having us. Looking forward to the conversation.
And you are?
Armando.
Armando, okay. And now,
Pretty much the same. Pretty happy to be here. Pretty honored. That's it.
and you are?
Mason.
Mason. All right, guys, you see that before I turned on the cameras, they were all chit-chatty, and now they're like, yes, I'm happy to be here. So guys, tell us, and then let's start with Moah. Moah, I think I told Anton when we were here that we had a conversation before the season that you were not going to play high school because you were in Brazil for 5 weeks and you were doing some tryouts. Tell us about that experience that you had in Brazil, and then when you came home, the first thing that you say. Did you have a feeling that you wanted to be part of this group? You wanted to play high school? Just tell us what was going through your mind throughout this whole process.
I mean, of course, every year it's fun to play high school, fun to kick the ball around with the guys you spend the most time with at school and at club, and other kids from club as well, from other clubs I meant. So you always have the feeling of wanting to play high school because it's, popularity, girls, friends, it's bragging rights with other schools, especially against Freedom. I don't like you guys. But anyways, no, but it's fun. It's fun to play. And, of course, I went to Brazil for my own good and knowing that it was going to be hard for me to play high school because the plan was for me to come back only after the season ended. But stuff happened there that I had to stay a couple more weeks than I was intended to in one certain club, and which, didn't let me play for the other club that I was supposed to try out with. So I came back a little bit earlier, and the NONA season was stopped a little bit. We didn't have as much games. We just almost never practiced. When we went to practice, it was like 5 to 7 people. And it was just not fun to go to practice for NONA because there was not a lot of people. And everybody was playing high school. the boys would miss practice, miss games for high school because they were tired. So I was like, let's just try out high school. My friends play there. It's going to be fun. The team is strong. We could win a lot of stuff this year. And apart from losing districts, we still won everything possible in high school. In quite little games that I was there, I played 13 games, and we were able to win 3 trophies. So it was just a fun experience, as always, and hope next year, if everything works out, maybe I'll play again.
Very nice. And Mason, what about you? What do you? How was the process? I know you come from a family that played high school, played in college sports. Your dad and your mom, and you've been involved with this whole high school athletics for a long time. And what was the vibe for you going into this season? What did you have in mind?
I knew that it was definitely going to be different than Nona. It's more like focused on like consistency and like passion and stuff. And I knew high school would be more fun, and I get to like do more stuff, and it wouldn't be as like strict. Like if I missed practice there once in a while, it wouldn't be as bad. And for Nona, you got to be like more committed and stuff.
So Armando, how was for you the whole preparing your mind and preparing to play high school? Was that something that was part of your goals, and say, hey, I'm going to prepare myself for high school? How was that preparation?
Oh, well, every year you're looking forward to play the season. You get to represent your school. You get to play with your friends. So it's definitely something you look forward to, but I wouldn't say prepare, since we're always all year round playing and having practices. So I would say that we stay sharp all year round, but definitely it's something that we do look forward to.
One of the things that that we that I've always said is, it's when I was coaching Cypress Creek High School, and I mentioned that to Anton. I knew, because I knew the quality of the players we had at NONA Soccer, and I knew the 2008, the 2009, 2007 players that were kind of growing with us. I knew Lake Nona was going to be state champions. It was just going to be a matter of time. And I think I spoke to your parents about this. Definitely I spoke to Moah's mom. we were. I knew, because I knew we were building here. I knew what we were doing. But what about you guys? When you guys stepped on the field the first time, and the things start clicking, and you see the team playing, did you guys have a feeling that you could go all the way, or not? Or you say, let's just play this until we finish? Or did you guys have a feeling that you could go all the way, or not? Who wants to go?
That's what you guys. I played half the season.
I feel like when we started beating the teams that everybody was talking about, like Timber Creek at the start of the season, I remember the boys chatting about like how some of them played at FKK, some of them had played at Academy, and then going into there and then beating them like what was it, like 5-2. We definitely noticed that, like, I mean, we have like a strong group that can beat the best teams in Florida.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Mason?
Wait, what did you just piggyback off? What was the topic?
This is going to be great. All right, Mason, wake up.
What was it?
Did you guys have a feeling that you could go all the way? That you could go all the way when the season started, or it was like Armando when he saw that they started beating the strong teams? You guys had a feeling that you had a strong group. When did it click for you that you guys could go all the way?
A couple games in, at first you could tell that everybody on the team was a great player, but at first, like, not everything was clicking. And as we got through practice, as we got through games, as we started beating teams, it all started to click, and you could tell that this is going to be a good team and they're going to have a good run.
Great. And I know Moah started, how many games did you miss, Moah?
I came in Dr. Phillips. What game was that? I think it's
Maybe the fifth, sixth game?
no, maybe like the 8th game, like something
Eighth
like
game.
that.
So
I played 13. How many played the whole season? 24, 25 games.
you didn't see
so
the
half.
beginning of the season. So for you, when you came in at the eighth game or seventh game in the season, what did you see when you came in the locker room and you came to the first practice? What was your feeling about this?
Well, even when I was on the team, I would always talk to the boys on the team because most of them are my friends. Most of them, I see them like most of the days of the week. So for me, I always kept in contact. I follow the Instagram. I see the results. I'm like, oh, this team is doing more, like better than what I imagined they were gonna do. Because last year, after the season we had last year, the team was a bunch of D1 guys that are playing D1, D2. I was like, this next year is gonna be a surprise because the new players coming in, freshmen, sophomores that weren't on the team last year, stepped up this year, and it was fun to after share the future, the locker room with them, and seeing after I got into the team, it was fun to see how all the boys, I don't know how to say in English, man, me abrazaron, like they like add me to the family in a way super fast, which clicked the chemistry with me, with the boys, with the coach as well. The coach I'd never talked to him before, and just for the chemistry to be there since the beginning of me getting into the team was just amazing because we built. There was already a sense of family in the team, and then when I came in, the sense of family came to me. So it was fun. It was a big family that ever since came in, I was like, yeah, we can go places. And
So I asked you guys the question of how was when did you realize that this team could go all the way? But then the game starts, and then you guys play some schools that the game was really easy. It was 8-0, 7-0, and then you guys just kept going and going and going into what I've seen, the playoffs. And then the games start getting a little harder, or maybe not. When the group or you guys as players, when did you see like, holy crap, nothing takes this away from us. We're gonna go all the way now, like because of course everybody, you guys had a good team. You guys always knew. We knew when the selection came out, we knew it was a good team. But when did it click for you guys to say now we can go all the way? Now we're gonna be state champions because you could go district champion, metro champions, or you could go all the way through the steps. But then for you, Mason, when was the point that you say, holy crap, we can go now all the way to state championship?
Probably after we lost to Freedom, it kind of like flipped something, and you could see that there was more like passion in everybody now that they lost, and they're like running through like, damn, they actually want to win this now. And I feel like it flipped the switch for everybody wanting to like actually go all the way, and it would actually mean a lot for everybody.
What about you, Armando?
Definitely, the freedom game. From there on, it became like personal to us. Like we wanted to get to the end so we could play against them again, which we didn't. But that regional run, definitely was the one that made us know that we could go all the way.
What about you, Mo?
yeah, I would say freedom as well because being on the field, knowing the game we played, knowing the circumstances, the setting of where the game was, the amount of people that were there watching us, booing us, saying bad stuff to us, like you can really hear on the field, and you just have to keep your mind straight. And that loss, it just made us wake up, and then you can tell the game after was 3-0 against, was Jupiter? No, it was Celebration 3-0, and supposedly they were supposed to be one of the best teams in our district, and we just walked through them as if it was the easiest game of the season almost. Because the way we played that game after that loss is not for everybody. So I feel like our team was mentally super strong after that loss, and after that, I feel like that was the turning point in our season. So I'm gonna be honest.
It's funny how, and you guys are getting more mature now, and for the four of us have gone through a lot of winning and losses over the years through Nona and that, and this is a good message is for the young kids coming up or the kids playing at Nona that the Anton said the same thing when I spoke to your coach. He said that the flipping point, the turn on switch came in after a loss. And you guys, most of the parents, most of the kids think that all the best things happen when you're winning, when you're going, and then every single one of you mentioned the same game that you lost, and it's interesting how one day we're going to look back at this and say how important the losses are in life, because you learn so much from it, and I think that's pretty good, and that's a good lesson for you guys and for the future. If you lose, sometimes you have to get slapped in the face to wake up and kind of move on. So it's interesting. So it's to me, I think when I knew you guys were going to go all the way, it's when you were losing the semifinal 3-1 and you came back. I knew at that point. I say these boys, they have such a strong resilience coming back at them, because the freedom game, the game is over, you lost, right? You guys, because of such a good season, you qualify for the next level. I understand being on the field. I wasn't on the field, and I had nothing to do with the school, right? I'm just a dad at that point. But knowing the game, knowing soccer, I knew you guys were going to come out of the freedom game stronger. But the coming back from 3-1 in the semifinal against Doral, right? I thought it was unbelievable. So freedom. Let's talk about that, because you guys seems to have that. And I remember when I coached my rival, when I played at Cypress Creek High School, my rival was Dr. Phillips. When I coached at Cypress Creek, our rival was Freedom. And now watching you guys, Freedom becomes your rival as well. What happened in that game? They were talking crap. They were. It was just the stadium, the atmosphere. What was, Armando, for you? Why was that game so special? Did you guys think that you deserve more? It was a goal that they scored on you. Why? Why that game was so impactful for the season?
No, because ending the game, you realize that you could have won, but you realize that you gave the game away by little mistakes, especially the penalty. And then
What happened?
I mean,
What happened? Talk about that.
no, I mean, I gave away the penalty that they scored, the only goal in the game, and that definitely gets to you and makes you be accountable for mistakes, and definitely helps you.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Mason?
The what made me passionate about that game is that not only do you have friends on the other side, but you just really want to win a game of such importance. And I felt in that game, going into halftime, I wasn't really giving my best, and then somebody gave a speech and about how none of us really wanted to win that game, and it made me trying to turn around how I tried to play, but in the end it didn't work.
Did you guys feel, Moah, that somehow you guys were overconfident for that game?
For sure.
Definitely.
For sure. You
Definitely.
After having the season we had before that game, winning every game more than 5-0. The closest game was Timber Creek was 5-3. That's
And beating
up
Freedom.
to that point, and beating Freedom 1-0 at home. That was our closest game. Apart from that, after that first Freedom game, we were yeah, we beat them one time, we can beat them again. But it was a whole different circumstance. District final, stadium packed, the other team wanting to destroy you because you beat them last time. And I'm not gonna lie, all of us are talking so much after that 1-0 win that we had to come back and show that we could have kept our throne in Central Florida as being one of the best teams. But we knew that the other team had a bunch of good players, a bunch of friends, a bunch of guys who can talk back because they have personality. The team is a very strong team for high school. So it was just a matter of bragging rights. And we thank God we had the chance to brag the first game with the 1-0. But, sometimes in life they get their stuff back. And apparently that's what happened that game.
It seems like, talking to you guys and how mature you guys are getting, it's amazing what the lesson has been for you. So, right, Armando, you never give up a penalty in the final, right? So, okay, Armando, this happens, and with my experience, I like messing around with you. But honestly, I want to know what went through your mind when that happens, because I was watching the game with your dad. And we're looking at he's looking at us like, oh my God, what happened? And what on the field when you foul the guy, what did you feel yourself like when from the process of when you hit him to the process where sure uh, from the time where you committed the foul, from the time that he sets up the ball to take the penalty, what was going through your mind?
No, it's my fault.
Really?
It's
Is
my
that
fault. At that moment, that's what goes through your head. Because there was no need. Because you look back at the video and you see that he was far away. But then, you're in game, sometimes you act. And then it's your fault.
and if you can look at the young Armando in the face right now, the 9-year-old kid that's playing for Nona now, that one day is gonna come in high school. That goal was like 20 minutes to go, still in the game when he scored. About
On
20
water
minutes.
break?
It was...
Before water
I think
break.
it was before the second water break.
No, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was probably about 20, 25 minutes.
He
left
subbed
in
me
the
out
game.
right after.
Yeah. How did you got yourself back mentally? What did you tell yourself to get back mentally and strong enough to be able to focus? Because this happened to all the best players in the world. Yesterday we were watching the final in Brazil, and the guy, horrible mistake, red card. And then he made a horrible mistake a minute before, and it was a penalty. So it was like, what is he doing? So it happens in all the levels. So this is not something that's never going to happen to you again or to other people. But the most important, how you come back from it. How did you go from it's my fault to I have to help the team and play again?
No, when you realize there's 20 minutes in the game, you go like, we still have time. We've done it before. We did it again after. So, like, you keep going and you go in the field. He subbed me out, and then I came back in, and nothing happened. No goals. They didn't do any chances. So, if you look at the overall performance, after it was the same. It was just one silly mistake.
And then for you, Moah, playing in the middle and center mid and like kind of in a position that you're not used to play. How do you motivate the team? What did you feel at that moment? Because your friend, somebody that's been with us for a long time as a friend, even before high school, how was it for you? What went through your mind when they scored that first goal, or when they called the penalty?
Of course,
Hey, Armando.
no, of course, you feel the urge to like cuss him out, but he's a human being. He's our friend. He's someone we spend almost every day with. If it's not at school, because I don't go to school, but if it's not at school, it's at practice, or if it's not at practice, some people work with him or whatever. So it's like you have to understand him too, because it's something that happens all the time. But at the moment, you felt like. Armando's I'm not gonna glaze him, but he's a top defender. He knows how to defend, and that moment is just a silly mistake that costed us the game. And after that, I was like, we still have a chance because we have Murillo in goal, which is one of our big time players, one of our most important players of that season. And I guess all of us can say the same thing. It's not like anything glazing him also, but you get more a sense of confidence, and that's the only time they got to the goal. And I feel like in that half or in that game, I don't remember. So it was like, man, they got there, scored the goal, and now they're gonna defend the whole game because that's what happened. And then we got a red card with Maranhão, and then even with the red card, we were still on top of them. We were still trying to score our goals. We were still trying to like turn the game around, but I guess it was too late. But you have to feel for him. It's normal stuff.
For you, Mason, I played in your position, and as a striker, as one of the top offensive players, when it comes to a situation like that, I remember that when I was playing and I missed a goal or two, or we were controlling the whole game and the ball just didn't go in, and then they scored a goal, I used to think myself and say, my goodness, if I didn't miss that last goal or if I didn't miss that last shot, or we could be in a better position now. So for you, how was that feeling when that happened? Because there's 11 players on the field, And when a penalty is called against you, everybody thinks of something different. So I wanted to hear from your perspective, what went through your mind?
After the penalty and we go down, you're thinking back on all the chances that you've missed, and now you realize that you're losing, and every chance is like very important. So any chance that I got and I didn't capitalize on it hurt.
Yeah, it's in soccer, and as your coach or as somebody that's going to be around watching you guys grow in this game, you guys need to understand that the concentration in the game is the most important thing. Concentration in the game is for you not to make a a mistake defensively. It's when you miss a goal, because every opportunity you get to score a goal, we have to put in every opportunity you have. So what loses from a player that's not very experienced from a rookie is that. So I think that focus is it's something that that makes a difference between the top players. Then you guys go in the locker room, lost the game. Game is over. How was it? What did you guys talk about amongst yourselves or with the coach? How was that conversation? Because that conversation sucks. I remember, like, I don't know how Anton is, but I didn't like those conversations. We lost the final. I lost the final to Freedom twice. And now three times. So Freedom, yes, you're being on my on my rivalry top three. But how was that conversation after the game? Like between yourselves or by yourselves, or like, guys, we got this. We have another chance. Let's go. Or you're saying, I can't do this anymore. I think season's over. How was that conversation? Who wants to take it? Moah.
I remember before we talk about after the game, I remember before the game we came in with that mentality of like, wow, we already qualified to regionals. You can tell in the boys' faces. We didn't say that, but you can tell. Like and you look on the other side of the field, the other team warming up. They're all focused, warming up, hyping each other up, and we're just stretching, looking at the girls' game. So it like, and then after the game, we spoke about that. We spoke about the preparation to the game, and you can tell that we were all mad. Most of us were crying. But if you look back, it's just one loss. I think before that game, we were like 15-1, something like that. So it's still it's still very good record, and still like a record to go in the books for. And after that game, you can, like, Anton talked to us. He didn't yell at us because he knew that we were also human beings. He's our friend. He understands what we were going through, and he was probably going through that same thing too, losing his first season as a Lake Nona coach, losing his first district final. It's and you never know what's gonna go on after that. But after that, I feel like that conversation we had with him, and then after with the players, with the captains that were on the team, like Campos, Hernan, Mara, who else? Who was the captain?
Armando.
That's it, right? Yeah, Murilo maybe. He doesn't talk that much though, but okay, he's one of our captains. You can tell that we were all hyped up. We were all sad too, and
Hold the words.
yeah, I was gonna say we were all sad, but it's okay. We got over that fast. The next practice, we were like, guys, let's lock in. We have still regionals, and God hopes we go to states as well, and that's what happened.
So, Armando, what was for you going on after that game? What did you have in mind? Did you really, because from you were the player that you have the most minutes. He thinks I didn't realize that, but and I said, I know it's very easy, and I'm gonna. How do you guys say glaze you? I'm gonna glaze you for a little bit.
Thank you.
So, I told you after a couple games that you were one of the most important players on the field, and then we tend to talk about all the most important players are the ones that saves the PKs, or the most important players are the ones that score all the goals. But we don't talk about the players that will do whatever it takes and will be consistent all the time. So there's so many games that I watch that I'm like, wow, that leadership that Armando is putting on the field, and how much he's important for the engine, right? So sometimes you look at the engine and you see the noise it makes or whatever, but you don't see that one bolt holding everything together. And I really thought that this season you were that, and that's why you got the most minutes. So there's not a you say no stats, but most minutes. Is that what you said?
No stats for me.
So I know you're a kid that have a hard time looking back and say, "Man, I'm improving. I'm doing better," because you're so tough on yourself. But I have to tell you, you're the one of the most important players on this team, at least from me looking from outside. And now that it's over, how do you see your role on that whole package? On the how do you see the role of the bolt of the engine going in, and how important that was?
No, I wouldn't say the most important player,
One
but
of them.
definitely one of them. Because everybody did their part, everybody did their role, and I think that's why the team worked so well. There wasn't one star that like carried the team. I feel like everybody in the team, in every position, did their job and fitted perfectly to play how we did.
And Mason, when they were talking about the high school tryouts, and high school tryouts is probably the hardest thing that Anton had to do, because you guys have 300 kids coming into tryouts. And then I was talking to some kids and some coaches, and they said Anton doesn't know Mason. And then I said to them, he's gonna know Mason. He's gonna know Mason. Mason is going to be that one player that's gonna make a big difference for him. And then I heard about the second day of tryout. Anton comes to you and is like, "Boy, you're fast." So how was that? All right. So what did he say after? You guys tell me.
Oh, no. Never mind.
So from because one thing about Mason, y'all, Mason is a kid that's been playing soccer with us for over 5 years now, 6 years now. So one of the beginning, one of the players that really truly helped me build this club. And if I can have 10, 20 people, I think the Sanders family is definitely on top of that, because they've been with us for a very long time. But Mason is the kid that is nonchalant. He's like, whatever. He scores the most important goals in his life, and he doesn't celebrate. So going into tryout, Mason, how was that? Because if you don't know Mason, it's easy to put Mason aside and maybe not pick him. But then when Mason proves himself and he goes, and so how was that connection with Coach Anton? Be careful, he's going to be watching.
You're just really thinking how you're different from everybody else that comes out, and like how you're being like looked at, and you want to look forward to the season, but you also have to make it past the tryout. So what's the word, when you can see that, like, I don't know where I'm going with this.
You see, everybody? This is Mason. Go ahead, Mason. Take your time.
I think we need to cut somebody else.
Yo, there's no way.
I don't know what.
Okay, Mason doesn't know where he's going with this. He lost completely his train of thought. No, we're not cutting that. That's actually a short. We're going to cut to make it a short.
That's advertisement.
So that's a teaser of the program. So now let's now that we got to this, it's like, Armando, please pick the funniest moment of the whole season. Something that 20 years from now, when you guys are my age, you guys are going to be talking, hey, remember that when this and this happened? What do you think was the funniest? Oh, now he's even fixed the mic.
Many moments, many hidden videos that have it recorded.
All right, you can
But
send that
my
to
favorite-
Edgar, and Edgar will clip him in.
No,
and say,
no,
"Oh,
no.
You can't send
No,
that.
no, 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 no.
Like,
But I think the funniest moment is there was like a little water fight in the bus
oh gosh.
after the win. And I remember like there were like freshmen sleeping,
Oh,
and then they woke them up with like water, throwing like water bottles at them, and I think it was hilarious.
you think that was
I
funny?
would think it was hilarious. Yeah,
Okay, so the freshmen are ready for next season.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely, you guys.
And then everybody got involved. We all stood up. We all started throwing water. Mason got heated.
I got heated.
But I mean, it's all part of the game.
So the celebrating on the bus in the last after the state championship win. So Mason, for you, what was the most funny moment of the season?
I would think it's the same thing. The how do I elaborate?
Why
on
did
this?
you get heated? Did you get mad?
Talk about that? Talk about that?
Can we?
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
think it's,
no,
I don't think it's
no.
an on-camera
Nah.
type of reason to be heated.
Oh, you were mad. Okay.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
there's an alternative.
You know the reason.
I know the reason, guys, but I am part of the crew. I can't spill it.
So a lot of comments going around, and pretty much it's
Yeah, that's it.
pretty personal.
So
It became personal for Mason.
it hit you in the heart. Maybe. So Moah, for you, what was the funniest part of the season?
Every day there was a funny moment, but I feel like, bro, Pat had some good moments that were funny. Just everybody's to pick on Pat. Pat was a junior, but everybody saw him as a freshman, so everybody would pick on him. And every time he would get mad, everybody would run away because he would try to hit us, or almost every time.
Very aggressive.
Yeah, almost every time. Like every moment with him, it was just hilarious. If I'm not gonna say the same thing as Armando said, but that was also a very funny moment. The moment where we were on the bus ready to leave, and the Timber Creek kids were walking away with their silver medals. And we were all like flexing our medals on their faces because the season already ended. We'd be bragging rights with the whole Central Florida. I don't care. We started flexing, and then they would like flick us off. They would after tag us on Instagram saying, "Oh, you guys won, whatever. You're still aren't the best team in the state." Okay, but we beat you. So and we had the guys on our team also had a few friends on the team, so they were like they were like.
So from everybody, at least back in my time, and everybody has some type of pregame ritual or superstition. Do you guys have any of those, or okay? Armando say yes. So what's yours, Armando? What's your pregame ritual? And then after that, after you tell me about yours, just tell me of somebody that has one that is pretty funny on the team that you remember. So tell me yours first. Tell me yours first, Armando.
No, I always like to pray.
You
I always
pray?
like to pray, and for me, the most important thing every time I pray, before I ask for Him to lead us to victory, I always say to keep everybody safe, because I think that's the most important thing. You don't want to go in the field and get injured, or have a teammate get injured, or even someone on the other team. So I always say those words.
Okay. Hold that thought on the funny ritual from another player. Mason, what's your pregame ritual? Mason, relax. Every time I ask you a question, it seems like I'm punching you in the gut. Go ahead, Mason. All right, just think about it. I'm going to ask Moah, and then we'll come back to you. Moah, any pregame ritual?
I like to listen to some of my music.
Music?
Drake, or my favorite artist in Brazil, Vig. Those are my go-to to just chill out before the game. And of course, pray. But normally we had Federico. Was it Federico Macioli? Federico used to pray for us before every game, like 3 times before the game. We start warm-up, pray. After warm-up, pray. Before the game, pray. Halftime, pray. End of the game, thank you, God. You know, and that's what we used to do every single game, almost every single practice too. We used to say nobody get hurt, and that was something that worked for me and I guess for the team as well, because came out happy at the end.
What about you, Mason?
Uh, after joking around in warm up, not taking it as seriously, and then when we did get to Federico's speeches, it really it really like turned on that. It's like it's time to lock in. That's what I felt.
So you think locking in and focus, getting in the game mode. We should have done that before the podcast. Like Mason, let's lock in.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good idea.
So Armando, you say you had a funny one from somebody. Who?
I remember before every game, Hernan hits himself. Yeah, he hits himself.
How's that?
He smacks his foot and then he smacks him. He smacks like
Like Michael
Marcel.
Phelps, kind of like. You remember Michael
He
Phelps?
smacks like hard, like hard, and like yeah.
Why did it do
I
that?
don't know.
Just
Just
hit
to
it
get
like
hyped up. Probably to get hyped up.
Like woke him up.
Adrenaline flow.
No, but he smack his face
Nah,
like 10 times before the
yeah,
game.
it was
We're
like hard smack.
broke.
and that's okay.
It worked.
It
worked.
When you looked at it, what did you think?
No, I mean, like, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. If it works, it works.
More anybody else? Huh?
It's unique. It's unique.
It's unique. Anybody else that you guys think that was a funny pregame ritual?
I feel like the Brazilians always had their funny moments. They always come in the latest into the locker room. I mean, I'm Brazilian too, but they always come together with like the little group. It used to be Mara, Murilo Pé, Enzo. They always used to come in with their big speaker, listening to some Bahia songs that you just dance to. We're all locked in. We all have our like headphones on. We're all doing like the massage gun, and they come in dancing, like playing with the kids that are not playing with the kids is crazy, but playing around with the younger guys. Like as a freshman with Mason too, because he's quiet. They used to play around with him a lot, so it was fun. And before the final, they did that, and bro, chill. Before the final, they did that, and it worked because our best player in the final was Enzo and Murilo, of course. And they came in the most chill I've ever seen them come in before final. And I'm not going to lie, I was super nervous that game. And I don't know, they came in super chill, dancing, just playing around. And I was like, bro.
And probably I know the answer, but who's the team clown? And what was the best joke that was pulled or the best? Is it Armando?
No. Team Clown, no.
Bro, Team Clown? I think Hernan, bro.
Hernan.
Bro, he wouldn't shut up.
What was the best?
Hernan.
What was the best prank that he pulled?
Wait. Joseph Sauce?
Apart from the water one?
No.
Oh, bro,
the water,
the water gun spin.
When Joseph, the socks, and then Miss Piggy.
Bro, are you serious?
All right, let's talk about the socks.
Yeah.
Not the other one.
Yeah, fine.
What happened?
No, we were warming up. We were warming up, and then Joseph, which is, I mean, he.
Pretty
How do we describe? Like he gets very heated easily.
intimidating guy.
So Hernan in the locker room took his socks, and he's warming up normally, and then he's like, "Yo, where are my socks? Where are my socks?" But like all mad, like look like beat up the person that has the socks, and then he looks at it, and like Hernan tells him like, "Yo, I took your socks," and then they were like, he was like threatening with like fighting him and like.
Just because.
And then Hernan
because
just because of the socks, and then Hernan like chill like nothing.
Okay. I'm sure, guys, they have better stories than that, but they will not be able to share.
Yeah, we can say.
I know that. So now going back to NONA Soccer Academy, you guys, I know Moah's been in NONA Soccer for 9 years. Mason, maybe it's a little bit over 6 years, and Armando 3 years now. 3 years now. How do you think the club soccer helped you guys into the players that you guys are today, or getting to high school as protagonists in your areas and stuff? So how do you think the NONA Soccer helped your game to be here today?
Definitely discipline. Going every day to practice, like getting used to like every day, every week, every weekend. It just becomes your life, and once you as you start going to practice every day for high school, you're used to it. You're used to that grind.
What do you think, Mason?
I was hoping more.
Mason's having the worst time of his life.
It definitely like gets you into it's like a committed mode, and you want to take both of them as seriously as possible, and try to balance going to this practice, and balance it with the break that you need to keep your body like stable.
Moah.
For me, apart from the disciplinary stuff, from the determination, commitment, whatever, all the coaches that we've had, they always used to work not solely on the team, but also on the player. So we would do fundamentals before practice to warm up, to get our touch better, to get our passing better. We would do passing patterns. We still do it till today. Yesterday at practice we did it, passing patterns and fundamentals. So I feel like apart from the determination stuff, they taught us how to simplify soccer in a way that in any circumstance, and if it's academy or if it's professional or high school or UPSL, USL Academy that we play, it will help you in any way. So I feel like they taught us how to play and shortcuts to be a better player and, of course, better person, because the coaches were all our friends. Coach Yi, Coach Bruno, Coach Cafu. Guillermo too was with us for a little bit, and they all taught us how to play and how to become mentally tough, because in high school you need it a lot with trash talking, with people who don't like you or don't like your school, or rivalries, or refs that are horrible in high school. We all know that. But yeah, I feel like they taught us how to actually play the way we play today.
One of the things that I believe that the club soccer helps in the high school is the exposure to high competition. Right? I don't think high school gives you the highest level competition, but when it comes to playoff time, the mentally strong, it's an important part of the whole thing, because not only now you have to fight up between winning and losing a game, but you also have to hold your honor, right, with popularity in school, or the trash talk, or the social media. So when it comes to building the character of the players, I believe that the club soccer helps in there. So talking about that, you guys been with us a long time. And what was the hardest moment you've had in NONA soccer? And I will bring that into comparison to losing to Freedom in your high school season. But what was the hardest moment, soccer-wise? Well, we don't have to talk about anything else, but soccer-wise, what was the hardest moment that you say, "Holy moly, what am I doing here? I don't know if I want to continue." Can I tell you mine, and then we can go? You probably will relate. We go this way.
Oh, are you sure?
No, we go down there. So the toughest time is State Cup final against Doral. Armando wasn't there. Oh my God. We prepared so much for that game, and maybe too much for a U13 group. We did everything that we could do like a pro team. We had team meals before the game. We stretched before the game. We did, the pregame talk videos. We were ready for that game. Then we go into the final. It's same complex that you guys played the State Cup final, and 3 minutes into the game, 1-0 Doral. 5 minutes, 2-0, and then 8 minutes, 3-0. 10 minutes, 4-0. And I felt like I was watching Brazil and Germany, the 7-1 game. I remember that I'm sitting on the sideline, and I looked at my wife, and she looked at me like, "Oh my God, what are we doing here?" Then I looked at Dejan, Nicole, and all of the other parents, and we were just freaking out. That was probably one of the hardest 25 minutes of the entire club, because we fought so hard to be at that level. We wanted to be at that level, and Doral just murdered us for 20 minutes. So it was like a boxing match where we got we got punched in 20 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. There was no chance. But then we went into halftime, and Frodo was coaching you guys at that time, and Frodo was able to kind of put you guys back together, and then we had a really good second half. Well, of course, we didn't come back from a 4-0 at halftime, but it was 5-2 at the end, you know, so
We won second half.
technically we won second half on that game, and but then we proved that the resilience that we were able to turn back on. It's hard to come back from a 4-0, but those first 20 minutes I will never forget. And so that was for me. So Moah, for you, what was the hardest time?
Apart from that, we had a horrible season a couple seasons ago. I think we got like second to last place or last place in Sunshine.
And you guys came from winning Sunshine.
And we came from winning Sunshine 3 times in a row. And with that season, we were like, what is going on?
A
Because
lot of changes, players coming in and out.
the coaches changed, the players changed. Our players that we won regionals in the U13 year that made us get to State Cup, they all left as well, which were very important. But we had a strong group apart from that. We had a pretty good group. And the players who stayed, like me, Mason, I think that's the year you got there, right? I think. So
Thank God Armando came in.
yeah, we still had a horrible season. It's okay though. I think that season was the season that I was like, what is going on? Like our team in Sunshine, the league we play is like one of the top teams, and this year we're last place, and that's not normal. Yeah, we did bad. Our season ended early. Normally we go into summer playing regionals, playing State Cup, playing a bunch of stuff, but we finished our season in May. And that never happened. So I think that was the most difficult time that I've had at Nona, and I wouldn't want to go back to that at all.
What about you, Armando? The toughest time in the last 3 years.
Definitely one of my first games against Miami Breakers.
That's how you started? Miami Breakers.
It was the who had the red card? The red card, right?
Probably
That Argulo had a red card.
Oh.
It was regionals. What was it like?
Oh wait,
Quarterfinals or?
regional.
Short term.
Oh, okay, I remember.
You guys
In
remember?
Tennessee,
Yeah, in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I
It was a
grew
tough game, like, cause we went to extra time, and then we had 10, and like we were so close, and then they scored that goal at the
Oh,
last
I
minute.
remember that.
Okay,
And the
so-
turf.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was-
turf, yeah.
Oh,
That last minute goal, that's horrible. That's the way.
I'm going to write a book of all this back, because I was there in all of them.
You were.
So that day, like, Juancito took a free kick and he almost scored, or maybe he did score.
No, he didn't score.
No,
0-0.
Yeah, it hit the
Yeah,
post
0-0,
maybe.
he scored.
Hit the
1-0.
post. It was
1-0,
like,
right?
Yeah,
1-0.
1-0.
I remember that day. And Argudo got the red card, I remember.
Yeah.
Good one. Good one.
Nah,
Yeah, that one.
I don't know.
What about you, Mason?
It was probably Super Copa final.
Oh, I remember. Yo, that was a bad time.
Against
too.
Florida
Yeah,
Premier.
yeah,
No, it wasn't Florida
no.
Premier. It was.
Oh,
It was Florida Premier.
No, it wasn't Florida
No,
Premier.
no, he's not talking. He's talking about the one he skied the pen.
All right, I was gonna get there.
All right, Mason, tell us the one that you hit the penalty over.
0-0.
It was 0-0. Yeah.
0-0. Nothing happened. Being the striker, you're being told by everybody that you should step up, and then you go up there, you see the first one miss, you see the second one miss, and then you're just like, okay, you just got to put it on target, and then it goes 50 feet over the goal. It was pretty rough.
So that's the reason why you don't like to take PKs.
Yeah, and then
It's a trauma.
Yeah, nah.
So that was the worst moment personally for you.
yeah,
like,
definitely
missing-
personally, I was like, damn, that was really bad. That was really bad.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of videos after too. Yeah,
Yeah. We joked about it for like a long time.
all right, we get it.
So the best times at Nona, and that is definitely going to be a fantastic book on my end, and I'll start. And I probably think that if you ask everybody that was involved, if you ask the parents and everybody, it was the rain game. So the rain game
gonna
was
say that.
unbelievable. It was easily 3 inches of water on the whole field, and it was horrible. And they scored first, right? On a PK. They scored first. It's 1-1.
It was a PK, I think.
But I remember we're
Oh
on
yeah,
the,
Juancito scored a
yeah.
PK, and then when they scored 1-1.
Yeah, so I remember that day we came in and because it's been raining the whole day, we were on the van, and all of the players like, oh my God, the field is so bad, and I remember Juju got up and said, it's bad for everybody. We practice at innovation. If we practice at innovation, we can play it anywhere. So we had our song coming down, which is the Justin Bieber. Baby, baby. So we opened the door of the van, and you guys came down. A bunch of 13-year-olds singing "Baby, baby, baby," and we go to extra time, and Juancito takes a free kick. The ball hits the puddle, and I don't know.
Horrible
I
free
still
kick.
don't
He went to
know.
go cross that.
I still don't know how that ball went in, and the poor goalkeeper went right through his legs, and we beat them. And at the end, I saw parents diving chest first on the water, and we were all celebrating. And that, to me, was the best moment of Nona. So for you, Moah, besides that one, because I know I took the best one of all.
No, but besides that one, I want to say I must stay in the same tournament. I'd say winning the regional final. Uh, what we went through that year, beating our rivals. I think that tournament we beat the number one team in the nation, DKSC. We beat them 3-1, and it was, I think, me, Juancito, and Fabrizio scored that game, and for Fabrizio that game, it was one of his first tournaments with us. And for him to score in such an important game like that, such a tight game, because I think it was 2-1 until the end of the game. And it was good for him, and it just gave us a boost of confidence. It's like the freedom game. After that game, we got like confidence to win the final.
That tournament was the
Apart
best
from
tournament.
losing, but
Yeah. That tournament was the best tournament because we lost to Doral. Same thing as you guys.
we started losing that tournament. The first game we lost.
We lost to Doral in the State Cup final, but we qualified to regionals as a Sunshine champion. So I remember when we went to get our medals, Coach Frodo got the mic and looked at Doral's face, and I said, I'll see you guys at regional.
I remember that.
And I'm like,
Said that.
I don't want to play them again in regional. But Frodo looked right at them and was like, congratulations, Doral. I see you guys at regional. And I said, that game against Doral, it was also. So we lost the first game. Then we beat Doral. Then we beat the first team in the country. Then it's the rain game.
No, the rain game was group stage.
No, we tied one game and then whatever. But we had to win the rain game to continue. So that tournament was nice, and we were regional champions then. Armando, what was the best moment of Nona for you?
Well, for me, when we came back against Juventus, when we were like 1-0 down,
Yeah.
and we ended winning 3-1.
Yes. So how was that?
Oh.
Tell me
Coach
the
Guillermo.
story of that game.
With Coach Guillermo.
No, we were 1-0 down. It was a keeper mistake too. And then we go into halftime. I mean, Coach Guillermo does a whole like speech about how he like wants us to play good soccer, and like he doesn't care about like the results or anything. And then we came out, and I think we had like the ball for like 2 minutes or something like that, and it ended in a chance by Mason.
What?
Yeah,
What, did
I remember.
Yeah, he scored that game.
Yeah, he scored. He scored the first goal to tie it.
And you probably didn't celebrate.
No, I don't think so.
Armando's biggest moment of Nona. You scored the most important goal for Armando, and you did not celebrate. How's that, Mason?
I don't even know.
What was the most important moment for you?
Well, the most fun that I had was, besides like practicing, like going with all your friends. It was probably, what game was that where it was tied at halftime, and then we were younger. It was like I crossed the ball to I think it was Rojas, and there was like 2 minutes left, and he scored on a header. You remember that or not?
I think it was Nationals.
No.
No, it wasn't Nationals. We
I
did
remember
horrible in
I remember that
Nationals.
goal. I remember that goal.
I just don't know what game it was. It's my favorite moment, so I don't know how. But there was like 2 minutes left. Took the ball down the line, crossed it to Ross, and he scored. And then the whistle was blown like very shortly after.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So, what is thank you. A funny moment? Now, what was the funniest Nona moment?
Oh, back to me?
I'd say no. I'll go because
Well,
if I'm gonna go back to regionals, because regionals was one of my favorite weeks ever playing for Nona. It was the coaches went out to eat one day. Coaches went out to eat one day, and the kids were on the like in the hotel just after our game. I think it was after the Dorado game. We came back to the hotel, took a shower, we ate, blah blah blah, whatever. The coaches went out to eat. We all had the genius idea. I think it was Mario and Juju. They had the genius idea to get toilet paper, and toilet paper. Coach Frodo's and Coach Gee's. I think there was three coaches staying in that room. We put toilet paper on the entire room. The entire room. We threw toilet paper everywhere, and then there was a video of Juju coming behind the coaches when they were going back to the room, recording. Coach Frodo opens the door and he's like, "Oh my god!" And the whole room is like filled with toilet paper.
there was a mummy of toilet paper.
And then Coach Fro took a picture in the toilet paper after. I don't know how he took all that down because it was a lot of toilet paper, and I feel like that was that was a funny moment. We pranked them.
Armando.
Oh, no, there's so many hotel stories. Like I feel like the ones I'm in, I can't like tell them.
Okay. So,
Oh,
I
gosh.
can't.
Mason, funniest Nona moments.
I'm in that same.
There's a funny Nona moment. It's not the funniest, but I wasn't there, but I'm watching the live. It's in Arizona last year.
Last year was.
We had the PKs.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, you can talk about that.
Mason, that's going to stay. Like, it's not the funniest moment, but because you're sitting right next to me, I have to. We go and the game is tight. Go to PKs. And I think that's why you were like, because you missed the PK, it was the worst time. You have this trauma against taking PKs. So Nicole, I'm not there, so I'm watching live, and Nicole is texting me, "We're on PKs." Your mom is texting me, "We're on PKs," and da da da. So the games just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's 4-4. Mason has the fifth penalty. So Mason's going to take the fifth penalty, and he moves the goalkeeper, Santi, in front of him. So the coach picks the first five, and then you guys decide who takes the 6th, 7th, 8th, or whatever. So Mason supposed to take the fifth penalty, and he puts Santi to take that penalty. Santi goes and misses the penalty. So then the other kid goes and Santi saves the penalty. So it's 4-4, both misses. Mason has the next one. What did you do, Mason?
That one back in line again.
So you put the 6th player to take the penalty, and then the other kid scores. And then the 7th penalty is Mason. What did you do, Mason?
I'm back one more time.
You put another person. So that goes on into
10th, and then it's only me, and he was 11th.
Oh, you were the
He was
11th.
the
You
11th.
never took a penalty.
No. Nope. And I was like, you gotta
So-
choose. I was like, he had no confidence. He's not a penalty person, so I was like, you know what? I'll just go up there because if I missed, we didn't lose that game. So I was like, you know what? Might as well. So I went
So
up.
that when you took your karma out of the penalty spot. So you took the penalty and scored, and then you celebrated that day.
Didn't celebrate that game.
It was a banger. And then what the fun, like that video on our Instagram is probably one of the top views. It's like we have one of the top. See, Mason, it's easy to take a penalty.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's really not.
It's funny that I'm looking at Mason and the game is going through his mind. He's like, no, it's not. So, looking ahead? What's next for you guys, soccer wise? It's like, calm down, man. It's like you're gonna be a junior next year. You're gonna be a senior next year. Holy moly, getting old. Mo is gonna be a junior. So, school wise, high school soccer. What is next for you guys?
Well, I mean, I'm guessing we all plan to play again, and definitely,
Coach Anton, you heard from here first. They're all playing again.
I mean, trying to, especially for me, because I'm a senior, trying to get scholarships or offers.
We want to play in college.
Well, I'm still deciding, but if the opportunity comes, it would be a good experience.
Cool. What about you, Moah?
Well, still have 2 full years to do what I like. What I love most is to play soccer. So I don't know if what happens in this next summer and this next year will determine what I do next year in high school. So if I switch teams now, if I go somewhere else, if I move somewhere else, it all depends on what I do. If it'll make me play high school again. Of course, I want to play high school. It's fun and everything. But if you're going to take in consideration what I want to do in my life, I feel like it's not the most important thing. But of course, it's fun to play with your friends. It's fun to play with people from other clubs, older people. So I feel like anything can happen in this next 2 years that can determine if I play high school or not. So that's it.
What about you, Mason?
I think I would definitely play for Lake Nona again next year and probably my senior year, and I do want to play based on the opportunities that I get. I do want to play college in soccer in college.
I'm glad.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mason, let me tell you something. You don't have to say thank you after every answer. 45,000 views, like on that penalty. It's one of the. I think one of those soccer podcast soccer pages shared that video at the time. U.S. Soccer did it too. So um, if you could go back and you can define the season in one word, what would that be?
Special.
Special, Armando. You cannot use special.
Unforgettable.
Damn, bro.
Mason.
I just say something like as basic as fun. That's like. That's all I got.
I was gonna say fun, and Armando says unforgettable. I'll take fun.
Thank you.
I'll take fun. Hey, guys, we've been here for about an hour now, and I wanna thank you guys for this conversation. I hope you guys enjoyed. I wish you guys were not as shy in front of the camera as you were off the camera, but I think we got a pretty good conversation. I want to congratulate you guys for an amazing high school season.
Thank you.
You guys did great, and we had 16 players that have played for Nona on that squad. And when I told Coach Anton and I told you guys that I knew this was gonna happen, it's because I knew it was gonna happen. So, and I knew the top players that you guys were. If I can say anything to you guys playing high school next year, it's like whatever is past is past. You guys gonna have to start all over again. You guys will have to keep, and making it to the top is hard, but staying in the top is extremely hard. So if you can take any advice from me, make sure that you don't go into the season like, hey, we're state champions. Because I believe that Lake Nona, with the base of soccer that we're creating at NONA Soccer, with Orlando City, Lake Nona, and all of the local clubs around here, you guys have the potential to celebrate this and finish this like LeBron James with a bunch of rings in there. So congratulations! I am proud of you guys. I'm proud that you guys are with NONA and representing us. And I think next season is going to be a lot of fun with MLS Next new tier. And I want to thank you guys for the time. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. And hopefully we can do more of this. And we'll go from there. We need to practice more, right, Mason? We're gonna do one-on-one next time. It's just me and you. I think Armando and Moah took your concentrations out, and if we flip this table this way, we're gonna be looking at each other. I think it'll be easier, right? Yeah. Armando, do you have any final words for us and for your peers in high school, for your coach? You have 30 minutes, 30 seconds to say whatever you'd like for.
Oh, yeah, I want to thank Coach Anton for the opportunity to be part of the team. I want to thank the players and definitely the parents for always being there. I want to thank you for your support and thank you for having us.
All right, Moah, you can look at that camera, Moah, and send the final words in the last 30 seconds. Armando didn't use his full 30 seconds, so you get to talk 43 seconds.
Oh, of course, thanks to Coach Anton, Coach Alex, the boys who are on that team that made the season special. For sure, an unforgettable season. Happy to help out the team in all my ways, off the field and on the field. Thankful for the friendships I made on the field as well, and for sure that season will be in my memories forever, and the friendships that I made in that season I'll take forever. So it's unforgettable experiences that we went through, but now that it's over, continuing with our lives, hopefully next year we can recreate that for the second time with most of the same group, because we don't have a lot of seniors that are leaving. But yeah, just have to thank the coaching staff from Lake Nona High School and Coach Fabio for letting us play high school.
Mason, for you, it's going to be a little bit easier because you can look straight in that to that
Straight
camera.
in there.
And you can send a message to all your support system. And 43, I think Moah had 19 seconds, so you have 49 seconds to go.
That's low. It's that camera, actually.
That camera.
I would also like to thank Coach Anton, Coach Alex, my NONA teammates, and the other NONA teammates, you, for helping me through my high school and club career so far. Thank you.
38 seconds left.
I only need 11.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you once again, Edgar. I think this was it was great. It's good to have this type of platform for the young man coming out of high school, because I think the future of speaking in front of the camera, public speaking, it's a development, and it's the more that they get exposed to, the more that they get this type of, as Mason say, practice or training to speak in front of the camera, to speak on the microphone. We're in the digital world, and they have to learn that from early on. Maybe one day they're going to be like Edgar, speaking in front of the camera with the microphone, and be as professional as he is in such a young age. But I think this is part of our development. This is the holistic environment that we create here at NONA to develop players on and off the field. I want to thank you, Edgar, again. I want to thank NONA Media, Nemours, and Adidas for being the supportive of this podcast. And I hope to see you guys soon. We're planning some cool episodes coming up. So thank you once again. Thank you, boys. Good luck next year. And I hope you guys win state championship again. Talk to you guys soon.